everyone. Welcome to Keeping It Real. I'm Nikki Shelton. I'm here with Carrie Selby today. How are you doing, Carrie?
Doing really good. How are you?
Fabulous. It's beautiful weather still. We're so lucky.
Yeah, we are lucky. Had a little bit of rain yesterday, and then
You
it
never
cleared up.
know. You never know in September, October, what you're going to get. Sometimes it's rainy and gloomy and nasty, and other times we get this beautiful Indian summer, and we're very fortunate this year. We're getting kind of some of that. So,
Oh yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag here.
yes, exactly. So, today we're going to talk about the power of scent because, a lot of times, like what we talked about last week when you weren't here, is we talked about curb appeal. So when a lot of times when people think you're coming to their house and you're going to look at their house, you're thinking it's all visual. Like, oh, I need to make sure that, the yard's put together, it's stage cute, it's got the right colors, it's all that good stuff. What a lot of people don't realize that a scent could be the reason that a person walks. And actually that happens more frequently than most people know. That's actually one of the number one reasons that people walk away from the house is the smell, if there's a smell. And so we're going to talk about good smells today, and we're going to talk about not so good smells today.
Good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said the good, the bad, and the ugly, all about the scents.
Pretty much, exactly. So really what happens, when you walk into a house, that's kind of like, like you get memories. Like if you walk in and you smell cookies, it might make you think of your grandma, for instance, right? So it can be but it triggers something in our brains, the sense of smell does, that makes either a positive first impression or a negative first impression. So and a lot of times, if it's a bad smell, they're gonna say, you know what, I don't. It's a bad thing, so they're not gonna do it. All right. So this is. Were you saying something?
No.
Okay. So anyway, this is the big thing is, and then we're gonna talk about some of the different scents today. So, a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever walked. Well, Bath and Body Works. Okay, I love that store. Some of their stuff smells so good. But I walk in there and I'm there for about 5 minutes and my senses are going crazy. There's always different smells and I get the worst headache and I walk out of the store. I can't stand to go in the store. I love ordering stuff online because I don't have to smell all the other smells. But sometimes it's just so much. And so this works the same thing when you are selling your home. If you've got all these different smells that are kind of conflicting with each other, it's confusing. It's not pleasant. It's overwhelming. And so just keep it simple. When you're staging your home, just the thought you're putting into how it's going to look, you need to do the same thing with how it's going to smell. Citrus is probably the number one smelling. It's the freshest. It makes everybody feel happy. Think about biting into a nice orange or having a glass of lemonade or something. Imagine those feelings. It's just kind of yes, right? Unless you absolutely hate that. But that's usually one of the first ones. It's kind of a cleanliness thing. So it really kind of helps push those senses and kind of making a good smell. Vanilla is another one. It's kind of that cooking thing. So, where your, grandma's baking and, in the kitchen and making stuff and, you're smelling that vanilla and it's just, or a beautiful candle. Those are good ones. Fresh linens. Everybody likes to smell fresh clothes. Nobody likes stinky clothes. Coffee is another really popular one. And then obviously a lot of brokers, they'll go in and bake cookies at the house because it gives it that warm, comforting memory smell. So those are kind of the main ones that, are good smells. And again, I wouldn't do too much of any of them or mix them up too much. I would keep it very simple. Okay. Now we're going to talk about this cute little cat. Carrie, you want to take this one?
Yeah. And that's the thing is our senses definitely trigger things in our brains. And as visual as people are, smell is one of the things that can either turn me on or turn me off about a place for sure. Because I've walked into places and been like, oh my gosh, how deep does this smell go? When it comes to pets, that's something that doesn't usually linger unless it's really embedded into the carpet and into the pad of the carpet. But kitty litter boxes, when you first walk in, you can definitely smell them. So if you are showing your house, make sure that the kitty litter box is taken into the garage several hours before you're going to show your house. If you have any animals, do a good baking soda on your carpet and do a nice vacuum, because that helps to eliminate some of those odors as well. But pet odors is a really big thing.
It really is. And I've had clients, I've literally been out showing houses, and you can walk in sometimes and you just smell this urine smell all over. And it's like gorgeous house, look like it's been kept up, but it's just that smell, and people cannot get away from it. Some other ones too are like cigarette smokes. Well, yes. Sorry. But I mean, that stuff gets in your walls, in your carpet, it's just like if somebody smokes in your house, you really can almost like always tell if there's a smoker in that house. And the same thing with pets. I mean, you can just kind of smell like, even if you don't smell the urine, sometimes it's just pets have a weird smell sometimes. So again, sometimes fresh paint might help that. But usually it's better to kind of treat it and neutralize that smell rather than trying to mask it. So exactly. Don't try to mask it, try to figure out a way to get it taken care of. And it might even be replacing the carpets at that point, because, or the pad or the padding, depending on what kind of, smells they are. Okay. But those are the pets and the smoking are probably the two biggest ones I can think of.
Well, also another one is mildew and mold. And that's another one, because that those are embedded into walls and stuff. So just if you have any of those types of issues, make sure that you do somebody that can do mold remediation, or, just find ways to be able to counterbalance that smell, neutralize it.
Okay. And these can be deal breakers. I mean, seriously, because they really do. It takes a lot of time sometimes and effort to get them out.
Yes.
So what should a seller do? I mean, you have a pet. I mean, like, I love pets. And you guys, when we're trashing on animals here, I have 3. So, I mean, like, you watch the dogs, you give them baths, you keep them clean as you can. You have accidents, you clean them up. I mean, life happens. It is what it is. The main thing is just, like I said, if don't try to mask it, fix the issue if there's an issue. If it's something where, it's just, you paint or you fix the floors or whatever, and it's just the dog smells, for instance. I've had like older dogs sometimes that kind of have a weird smell to them. You know what I mean? So, yes. Sometimes you can't do anything really about it, but you just have to try to do your best. But don't try to mask it with another smell, because then it kind of just does that, neutralize the smell.
And okay? I think one thing too is I think that you shouldn't have an overpowering smell either. If you're going to do something, do it light. I know a lot of people have put cinnamon sticks in water on a stovetop and just put it on low simmering so that they have a nice pleasant smell in the house during the winter time season. There's little things that you can do to create a subtle smell, but you don't want something overwhelming, because even a perfumey smell or anything like that could also be overwhelming. So you just have to have that fine balance.
Yeah. And sometimes the seasonal candles too, be careful with the candles. I mean, sometimes there's, like you said, they're more subtle. They're just kind of there. Sometimes you walk in and it's like, whoa, what the hell I smell. So be careful with the smells. And again, it kind of gives the buyers, like, if they walk in and there's a smell like that, it's like, what are they hiding? What are they trying to cover up? You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of outside of your normal. Right. So exactly. The more normal, like fresh baked cookies is good. Those are like the normal smell that you would smell every day. Cleaning stuff is almost like not too overpowering, but like a freshly cleaned house kind of.
Yes.
That smells good. That kind of stuff. Okay. So buyers, this is what you need to do. This is why. So it gives you, if you have good smells in your house, it makes you think of happy memories. It makes your house seem clean, right? Because it's fresh, it smells nice, it looks clean. Also, smells can give an energy too. Like if you walk in and you might feel like really comfortable, or like with the cookie thing, or you might feel like really energized because you smell lemon and citrus, and it's like, oh, that feels nice and clean, and I want to go do something today.
Yeah.
But it really does tie to your emotions. So do that. So, and it's okay to use candles, and it's okay to use diffusers and stuff like that, but just really subtle. I mean, just don't try to compete with Bath and Body Works. Although I do
Exactly.
like them. I'm not trying to bash the company. I really do like them. I mean, I have I buy stuff from them, but walking that store, man, it kills me every time.
For some people, it is sensory overload. And I really think one of the most important things to remember when buyers are coming through your home is they're trying to envision themselves living there themselves. So if they're thinking, oh my gosh, this odor's here, I can't live with that every day. Everything that you do is wanting to appeal to people wanting to live in your home and be comfortable there. So
exactly. And and they know when you're trying to cover something up too. I mean, it's like you can't hide it. So you guys, so that's what we have for you today. Here is I keep messing with this. Sorry, I'm trying to do stuff here. I did need to give notice that we're using our Deepest Ocean music by our 50 Sounds today. So if you heard the background music, it was in the spa music. It was really kind of nice. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to answer any questions you have if you're getting ready to get your home on the market and needing some questions answered about smells. Give us a call. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Same place. There you go.